Okay, in this video, we're going to do our listen and play for Dr. Suzuki's Etude. If you did the preparation video, this will be really easy for you. If you didn't do the preparation video, this is going to be harder for you because Etude has bigger leaps in it. The first part of Etude has a lot of bigger leaps, and then the second part of Etude has a lot of scale passages. Remember, we're in the key of C, and remember what that means for your finger patterns. You have your red finger pattern with 2 next to 3, half step between 2 and 3 on the G string and the C string. And on the D and the A string, you've got the 2 next to 1. Remember, this means the same thing. We're playing B to C and is a half step, and E to F is a half step. On our C string, that means 2 is E, 3 is F, half step. On the G strings, that means 2 is B, 3 is C for the half step. On the D string, that means 1 is E, 2 is F. So that's got to be a half step. Make sure your 3 goes in its normal spot. On the A string, first finger is B, second finger is C. For the half step, again, make sure your 3 goes into its normal spot. So here we go with Etude at the beginning of it. We start with this. And we had that for our preparations. So figure out, we start 1 on the D string for an E. So figure out which preparation that was. Our next group of 4 notes is the same. Then we have a different group of 4 notes. Find that first note. You've played it before in this piece. When you get that, add it onto the other parts, notes that you know. And then we're going to do the next group of 4 notes. Here's our first note. When you get that one together, then go from the beginning that far. Then the next measure is similar to what we just learned, but the first note is different. So try to find that first note. And then after you do, you can just do that in the next 3 notes. If that was hard for you, hear it is slower. And we're going to do that group of 4 notes twice to make up the third measure. Then we have another one of our preparations. This is starting the first ending. Some people would call the whole measure the first ending. Some people would just call the last 4 notes. So make sure you add that part on. And you know these notes. So that is the first section up to the first ending. So the first ending means we repeat back to the beginning and do those first 3 bars over again. The first part of the second ending is the same as the first ending. You know this from the preparations. And you know the other part from the preparations. Plus 1 note. So make sure you can get through the second ending of it. Now I'm going to start with that, the 1-3-1-3-2 preparation that we did. And we're going to keep going. And what happens here? We have a scale passage. So we just keep going down 1 note at a time. And that part was in our preparations as well. We have a wonderful octave leap there at the end. D, D. D, D. So you want to add that part onto it. You can go from the beginning or you can go from the 1-3-1-3. Another scale passage. So we start on that high D and just go down the scale. The next 4 notes were in our preparations. This is starting the high D, the 3rd finger on the A. Added 1 note. So make sure you can get all the way to there easily from the beginning. And the next part is very similar to the beginning. We feel like we're back at the beginning. For the next 3 groups of 4 notes. So I'm going to start in measure 12 where the beginning comes back. And I just keep going down the scale. Until I can't go any farther. And that is Etude. After you get Etude learned with all the singles, then we do doubles like we did in perpetual motion. Sometimes on this piece I'll start with the scale passages at the end. Sometimes I'll find that is easier for people to learn, but today we started at the beginning of it. And then, like I say, after you have that, you want to do the doubles. This can be really good to play with a metronome. And first, when you're doing the singles, set the metronome to click on every note. So you make sure you're really steady on it and not rushing anywhere. Then when that is easy, do 2 notes, do apples per click. Click, 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 click. Oh wait, that was right. It would be click, 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 click. first time I was singing it with click on every note. And then when you've got that solid, you want to try the doubles. Again, if the doubles are difficult for you, do just as you did in perpetual motion, just play 2 notes. Try to get a few notes, get that easy. Add a few more notes, get that easy. So enjoy learning perpetual motion, etude, not perpetual motion, and playing it.